Alright guys, Fuller coming to you with another video. I hope all of y'all are well. I hope all of y'all are finding ways to prosper in these times. So I just wanted to do a quick recap of the Charlo the card the card I'm just gonna do the 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 main events. I did catch a little bit of the Heartbreak Figueroa, that, and it looked like it was a war, and Figueroa, he got the stoppage, but I didn't see much of that. But I really wanted to kind of talk about the main events, on the card. And so, everybody knows, like, I'm not like the biggest Charlo fans. I'm not really fond of the Charlos, so to say. Um, I'm not saying they're not good fighters. I'm not going to sit here and say that, oh, they're bad fighters. I'm just going to say that they're not my type of fighters. Like, I like different styles of fighting. I'm more into technical, like boxing, but you're still able to turn it on when needed, basically. But that's not to discount what they did tonight. I give them the kudos for what they did. Starting with the Jamal Charlo fight, that fight was, I mean, when you look at it, I will say that he beat him in more impressive fashion than the rest of the people did. He beat him better than Daniel Jacobs beat him, Sergey Derevyanchenko, and also he beat him better than Triple G did. Hell, I don't even think Triple G won that fight. I really believe personally that that fight was a draw. And if you needed to, you can give it to Derevyanchenko split decision. Okay? So now we move on to the fight itself. And what I will say is that with this fight, with the Jamal Charlo Sergey Derevyanchenko fight, I'm gonna say one thing that really made all the difference: size. I mean, Jamal Charlo was the taller fighter. Jamal Charlo had the longer reach, and with Sergey Derevyanchenko, that was to his detriment at the beginning of the fight. I mean, the thing is about Sergey Derevyanchenko that I guess makes him a little bit special is that as the fight progresses, no matter how much battle damage he is, he seems to know how to just turn it on even more. For some reason. I don't know how he does it, but I mean, he turns it on more. But I mean, he took some damage in this fight. His eyes were damn near shut. Basically, both of his eyes were shut. And also, I want to say that, he was bleeding multiple times in the fight and things like that. And I think, once that happened, it just became a desperation thing. He couldn't keep it together. He couldn't stay composed or anything like that. So what happened is that throughout the fight, he was just walking into the inner shots. And the thing is what he needed to do is he needed to just be poised and calm. But of course, like, it's easier said than done. And so I figured that, once he felt himself kind of, bleeding, that's when made him kind of wing shots more than usual. Because he's not really one to wing a lot of shots. You know what I mean? Usually his shots are pretty set up correctly. You know what I mean? And, you know, to be honest, he just kind of looked a little bit sloppy out there. But in the second half of the fight, I will not lie, he did kind of turn it on. You know, he had a little bit of success, but he should have been doing that in the first half of the fight. You know, going to the body. He went to the body, and the body led to a couple of shots. But I will say this: he has Jamal Charlo has a chin. You know, he has a beard on him. He took some. He took some stuff from Sergey Derevyanchenko. You know, and he kind of looked unhinged. You know, he didn't look like he was. He didn't really look like he took anything after the fight. So, as a result of that, and you know, of course, what are you gonna do if you have the height and reach advantage? You're gonna fight behind your jab, obviously, and that's exactly what he did. Was fight behind the jab, and when Sergey Derevyanchenko did try to go in, what he would do is he would just hit him with like some uppercuts and stuff like that. You know, so that's what occurred in that. Now, you know, as a result of that, we had the 12-round unanimous decision, and it went to the Charlo. It went to Jamal Charlo. Now, on the other hand, with Jamal Charlo, Jason Rosario went in with the wrong strategy to begin with. He was not patient at all. He just kept on coming forward, coming forward, coming forward. And, you know, that's that's kind of what that's kind of what Jamal Charlo wanted. You know, I mean, that's what he likes. I mean, if anything, you know, Jamal Charlo likes to engage more than he does like to box. I mean, even if that means sometimes swinging for the fences, you know. But at this time, um, I mean, it pretty much fell into Jamal Charlo's favor. Jason Rosario was just trying to apply pressure, apply pressure, apply pressure, and to his demise, you know, body shot took him out. And bruh, you were over anxious, you know, you were over anxious, and you know, when it comes to the Charlos, this is what I'm gonna say about them. They are strong, athletic fighters, okay? At times, depending on the opponents, that is going to work to their advantage a lot. For the simple fact that the opponents they were fighting tonight were pretty much come forward fighters. You know what I mean? And so, with that being said, you know, Jason Rosario, I mean, his corner said that at the beginning, when he was training, though, that he's just touching, he's just touching, he's just touching the bag. We're going to destroy him, you know. He also said that, you know, that he won't be able to take the pressure for 12 rounds. That's what he said before the fight. So the game plan was already there. You know, he already revealed the game plan. I kind of believe that he would have tried something different, but he didn't try anything different. He just kept coming forward, did his little head movement, and that was it. That catered to Jamal Charlo. I mean, to a point where he got 2 knockdowns. Now the first knockdown, I kind of thought it was like a trip or something like that, but they marked it a knockdown nonetheless. And so when it's all said and done, I give kudos to the Charlos for what they did. They put on good fights, and as far as what's next for them, I mean, the way I look at it, the easiest fight to make, I'm just talking about in terms of making fights, the easiest fight to make will be Jamal Charlo versus Chris Eubanks, because Chris Eubanks has been asking for it. You know what I mean? That's the fight he wants, or at least he says he wants that fight, you know? And I believe Chris Eubanks Jr. is a PBC fighter. So, fight shouldn't be hard to make. As for Jamel Charlo, now that he has 3 of the belts, um, trying to think like what he can do next, because now you have J Rock coming out saying he wants a rematch, you know, or he wanted the winner of that fight. You know what I mean? I think he said on IG Live that he wanted the winner. Um, Erickson Lubin is also kind of up to bat too. Now, granted, he kind of had a tough battle with Terrell Boucher, right? Um, that's not to say that he can't get it together with the Charlo and avoid getting knocked out again, right? So it remains to be seen. These were some good cards. They were entertaining, and we just got to see what happens next. You know, uh, I will say that while I give the kudos to the Charlo twins, it doesn't mean that I rock with them. You know what I mean? It means that I'm just giving respect where respect is due. And that's it. That's what I'm leaving it as, you know. But other than that, you know, I am, you know, I guess you can say I'm neutral when it comes to them. But anyhow, man, that's all I got. Leave your thoughts, leave your comments, let me know what y'all think about that little fight, or the fight cards, their performance, and the like thereof. Fool is signing out. Genre.